Kevin with Naples Lawn Service, and today we're going to do the 100-hour review on the John Deere 3025E tractor. So from a 100-hour review, I'm going to tell you everything about this. We bought this for our lawn service, and customers might need a little pickup of their lots, or they might need some trees moved, or whatever they might need. So we had one customer, then she had some big heavy trees, and there's no way we could have moved those without something like this. So I was out and back within an hour. We moved 3 big trees out of the customer's path, and so it can be used for minor lot clearing. We don't do lot clearing, but we'll do pickup of branches and logs or sticks or whatever. And it's an asset for our lawn service. It can help us out in that capacity. And if we have a hurricane or tropical storm, I can get out there and clear stuff out of the way. And so we ordered this with the 300E loader on the front. I think the tractor alone is like 18 grand, and then if you put the loader on it, it's another, I don't know what it was, several thousand. I think it was 5,000 or something. And then we got a bush hog attachment, because in our lawn service, if we get some jobs that are just too high of grass, we can just use the bush hog and knock it down and finish it up with our smaller mowers. But this thing has been great. I've had a few minor problems with it. I'll go over it with you. But this loader here can lift anywhere from 1,200 pounds or so. It just depends on which way the bucket's tilted and everything. But so that's plenty for us. It's plenty powerful. It's only got the smaller engine in it. I think it's like 25 horsepower. And so you can get this with an upgrade with a 32 horsepower, or I think it's a 38 also. People are wondering if the 25 is strong enough. I think it is. I've been able to do everything that I wanted to do with it. And I've moved trees and brush out of the way, and bush hogged and graded a little bit of grading, not much. And so it can do just about anything that I need to have done at a smaller price point than ordering the bigger engines. And so I ordered it with these different style tires. It comes with one type, but these are a little bit more agricultural based tires, and it's only a couple $100 upgrade. So I got these tires on it, and I got this box blade back here. Of course, I told you about the loader, and then of course we got the bush hog for it too, and we got some pallet forks just for if we want to lift some logs or whatever, we can do that. I did have one issue. It kept on shutting off on me about 20 hours ago, and just sporadically now and then, whatever. And so I didn't know what it was, but I figured it might be that foot switch down there. But this is rainy season right now, and where it was over the summer, and went through a little bit of water, because it's rainy season. And I think that foot switch might have got some water in it, but I just got down there and sprayed WD-40 on that a lot. And as soon as I sprayed it with WD-40 a lot, now it hasn't shut off on me again. So I'm pretty sure that was the problem with that. Another problem I had, which we got resolved quickly, was when it came from the factory, they did not tighten the nuts on the red and black wire that went into this box down, this electrical box inside here, which I'm going to show you. So once you take the cover off and take the back off it, there's a big red and big black with nuts on them, and like they never tighten the nuts. You can sit there and wiggle the wires. So I couldn't figure out why this thing wouldn't start. I had no computer, I had nothing, no lights, no nothing. So, and I hate taking stuff into the dealer because it's a lot of time out of my day. It's a long way. I got to use my trailer, and so I just like to try to figure it out myself. And my son and I started wiggling those wires. We said, okay. So as soon as we tightened those nuts up, she started right up, and I haven't had that problem since. But if you have a problem where This thing, you don't got no power, no dash, no lights, no nothing. Just start tracing your electrical wires and seeing if they were tight. So they weren't tight from the factory, but they were a little bit tight, but so loose that they just worked themselves out in that first 10 hours. So that was one problem I had, but I fixed that, and I solved the foot switch problem with this thing shutting off on itself. And so I only have one other issue, and I'll show you. These hydraulic lines, this is what I did, okay? There's actually a metal flashing around there, and then I zip tied on the metal flashing with some of these zip ties like you see right here, these big black zip ties. Because this whole thing from the factory, it just comes with these hydraulic lines zip tied on straight from the factory. Okay, everything's just zip tied. They got one little bracket here, one little bracket there. But the problem is, if you're working this thing around any brush or trees, you will rip them hydraulic lines off there. Just be amazed at the smallest of stick that'll come in there, and you got it folded down like this, and you can't see that brush. Just get ready, because you're going to bend these hydraulic lines, rip them off, or whatever. I ended up having a lot of near misses, and I would catch a stick that was shoved in there, a little stick shoved in there. I would catch them, and I would pull them out, and I was really conscious of those sticks. And then one time I just got one about as big as my finger, and it just ended up bending this bottom hydraulic line. So what I did, it's still bent, but it works fine. What I did is go down to a hardware store, get a piece of metal flashing, and put that metal flashing around those hydraulic lines, zip tie them up with some of these great big fat tie straps, and then I just duct taped it all around there. So you can see the tie straps coming through here. But I just duct taped the whole thing because I didn't want a stick catching my tie strap or nothing. Once I did that, I have not had any other problems with sticks getting in behind those hydraulic lines. So I think from the factory they should have had something around these hydraulic lines, because that's like a sitting duck. If you're going to work any type of brush, moving trees around, moving the bushes around, or tearing them out or whatever, if you're going to do anything like that, you better protect these hydraulic lines. And the metal flashing was only like 20-30 bucks or whatever. I just wrapped it around there. I think it was made out of aluminum, and then just zip tied it on and duct taped it up. I have not had a problem since. But that would be nice if they could come from the factory with some sort of protection around here, even if it was a plastic thing that was on there or just something. But these hydraulic lines, when you get down here, they're like sitting ducks. You're gonna rip one off. And so that's what I would do to solve that. But so it didn't cost me too much to fix the problem, but it'd be nice if that was like that from the factory, some sort of protection. I know this is a economical priced tractor, but wouldn't cost them too much probably to have some sort of protection around those lines, so you're not going to rip them off there. So it was an easy fix, and I know it looks kind of crude on this brand new $25,000 tractor, but it works, and that's the main thing. Not tearing off hydraulic lines. So another thing you want to watch is this little water separating filter here. That's kind of sitting out there. I've had a stick or two sneak up there and in behind here, and luckily I have not tore the thing off. But this is where you drain your water. When you get water in here, you just drain it right out here till this orange, there's a little orange piece, it'll seep down at the bottom. The orange piece is up here, you got water. The orange piece is down there, you don't have water in here. If you do, you just drain it out. But anyway, this is kind of a sitting duck. I've had some branches go left and right of this all around it, but luckily I have not ripped it off. And so that's that. Another thing you want to watch if you're working in brush is that you can get sticks just anywhere. You can get sticks up behind your forward and reverse pedals. You can get them in these lines. You can get them in here. And then if you're backing up, you're not watching what you're doing when you're backing up, you can get sticks in this area. And so you kind of got to be really conscious of what you're doing if you're working in some type of brush. You got to constantly be watching what you're doing, paying attention, and then get off every few minutes, just take a walk around it and see. I actually found some jammed up in here that could have really caused some damage, but I took time to get off the tractor. I found it, and I was able to pull it out of there. So this is the box blade that I ordered with it, and this is nice because it works as a ballast. And so I have ballast between this weight and of course there's water in the tires, and that's all the ballast that I really need. Those tires are filled to 70% with just plain water, and that comes out to like 240 pounds a tire. So I'm 480 pounds of ballast in those tires. And then I got this thing, I forget what it weighs, I don't know, maybe 400 pounds or something. So between the 480 in there and this is 400 pounds, and then you got the weight of the eye match, and so you know you're pretty much 800,000-900,000 pounds of ballast. I was debating whether I should order some weights with this thing, but then when I figured it all out, between the water and the tires and this, you really don't need to order the weights for ballast, because you will have all the ballast you'll need. I've never had this thing ever kick up in the back from lifting a heavy load. So this is your gas fill right here, and there's a little gas gauge right here. This holds 7.5 gallons of gas. This thing will run all day long, 8 hours, without having to put any gas in it. I mean diesel, of course. And so anyway, holds 7.5 gallons of diesel, and it'll run all day long on that tank. So I ordered this eye match, which really is nice for hooking up your tools. I would definitely recommend this. It's not much money, $300-400 bucks, but this eye match will speed up your day and make your job single-handedly without having to have 2 different people out here hooking up attachments. Okay, so that's your fair and unbiased 100-hour review. And all in all, it's a great tractor. It's a good price point, and you can do just about anything with this thing around your house or on your lawn jobs that we do. And it's a great asset for your lawn business. It'll make you a little bit more money in some ways that other lawn companies can't compete. So it's just one more way to diversify your lawn business. It's been great, and I would definitely recommend it. So that's our review for our 100 hours on our John Deere 3025E tractor. And if you like the video and you want to see more, just hit the subscribe button. Thanks.